right, we got Bakugo versus Reze. My Hero Academia versus Chainsaw Man. Death battle.
Well, well, look who's here.
Me? And yeah, I have seen the Reze movie.
Reze.
Oh, before we even get started, I know who I got winning. I was converted. I was a Reze believer. I was a Reze believer at first, but then I was enlightened. My chat, the comments on YouTube and everybody enlightened me that Bakugo clears. So if Bakugo doesn't clear easily, this video's fraudulent. That's all I gotta say.
God of explosions.
All right, then, Zombie, have a good night. Yeah, I'll make a Dragon Ball video when Galactic Patrol comes out, Saint. Well, Chris.
To find out who would win a death battle. Wiz,
this should be baby food.
Napalm in the morning, the rush of the shockwave, the flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom.
They're selling. Oh, that's crazy.
Feeling better than Katsuki Bakugo.
Are they doing something bad with Steel Ball Run?
It's no wonder he was born with the quirk Explosion. It lets Bakugo create humongous kabooms from his palms.
Kaboom.
I can only dream of having hands that red. Quirks are genetic superpowers that most humans are born with.
5'8" is crazy.
His quirk from his parents.
At the big 25?
It was a combination of his father's combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions, making Bakugo's sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he sweats, the bigger the booms. His parents basically
I don't think they ever covered this in the show.
Kid, absolutely oozing with shonen main character energy. Bakugo felt similarly, so much so that he started bullying his childhood friend who happened to be born without a quirk. Yeah, okay, he's kind of a snot-nosed turd sometimes, but come on, Wiz, the kabooms.
Yeah, ReZero season is it 4? So cool. I think the first episode's out right now.
A natural biological
Yo, what's up, Chris?
Of a person's body. In the same way that we don't really think about walking or breathing, Bakugo's explosions became like any other limb, especially with his rigorous training. Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate anything in sight,
obliterate,
launch himself around, and quickly maneuver in midair at hypersonic speeds, which requires a ton of focus and on-the-fly calculations.
I'm not gonna lie, Bakugo probably could have ended the series like 3 different times. Well, not ended the series. He probably could have became the main character a few different times.
Getting this incredibly dangerous quirk when he was 4.
Oh yeah, you see it in the queue, Chris.
Never killed himself or anyone else that we know of. Bakugo was truly a prodigy, destined for greatness. And his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his personal idol, All Might. In Bakugo's mind, the only person who wins no matter what.
He definitely should.
Victory.
But I mean, I guess you're... Yeah, Stark said, mind you, Bakugo should have his arms torn the fuck off with that quirk. Yes. Because just imagine explosions of that like caliber just coming from your, like, bro, your shoulder joint is fucking cooked. Like, it's done. But I'm pretty sure, like, it said somewhere in the MHA, like your body adapts to your quirk and you become like stronger because of it or something like that. So I guess that's where they got that.
Main character, except Katsuki
love MHA so happy
that he thought he was.
Yeah, MHA is top 5 to me.
Izuku Midoriya, the quirkless child Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless. Really? That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's inferiority complex would only get worse when Deku somehow landed a quirk that was just as cool, and both were accepted to the same superhero high school, UA High. There he would learn to be a superhero and fully develop his ultimate moves. Like flying through the sky faster than
their basic human limits are way above ours for quirk in terms. Yeah, okay, yeah, so like evolution. So I think quirks have been around for a few generations by the time we see like Bakugo, Deku, and all them.
Involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen.
Ghostwire Tokyo? What kind of game is it, Throttle?
He's pretty smart when it comes to strategizing mid-fight. He even developed new techniques for his quirk faster faster than Deku did. UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers, gauntlets that allow him to store up his sweat, gross, for prolonged bouts, or to release all of it at once in a single massive blast.
First in China.
I
didn't know that.
Which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks.
Huncho, answer my question. Would you rather marry Reze for instant protection or Kobani for food and love? It depends on who I need protecting from. If I need protecting from like a S tier Avengers level threat, Reze. If not, Kobani, because we all need some food and love.
Or the Strafe Panzer, these badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo. With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo made his hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero.
Hey, Bakugo gotta smell crazy.
Murder God,
crazy.
Dynamite. Hey, I dig it. The more colons, the merrier. But despite some early wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a
new video on Sony. I appreciate that, Chris.
Only he could get out of his own way and put the team before his ego. Especially when he was kidnapped by the League of Villains, ultimately leading Bakugo to blame himself for All Might's retirement. Something needed to change. So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself.
Bro, F's in the chat for Mark.
Everyone.
He good now, but F's in the chat for him, bro.
Everyone knew he could be. I mean, hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters. Somehow, Bakugo's powerful enough to shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch light beams.
Bro, I am so mad. I am so mad. From what? I think this is what, season 6? I believe it was season 6. Bro, they gave Bakugo this whole power up. They had his theme music playing, going crazy. They even showed a flashback in his limited edition All Might trading card. Just for this man to get cooked. I'm like, okay, you can box. Shit lasted 20 seconds, bro. Now, they really just hold Bakugo. I mean, he got it back in blood in the final season, but dog.
Survive, well, being dead? Yep, you heard us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a doornail. And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted his heart. If that isn't main character plot armor, I don't know what is. His stamina is perhaps the craziest thing about him. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions. Even with the overuse of his blasts literally tearing his body apart, he kept trying to make him stronger.
That boy got ligaments of steel.
His work awakened.
Oh, it's actually season 7. Oh yeah, MHA is 8 seasons.
Now,
I appreciate that.
Explosions into smaller, more powerful clusters.
Not retcon.
Bakugo could enhance all of his techniques. Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster, a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology, or Kaboom Theory for
it's a supernatural game. It's open world like a shooter. Oh, this is low. Okay, yeah. I'll look at the trailer.
Judging by the school's size, we can estimate Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of TNT.
According to my calculations.
The whole deal is explosions. It makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene, a chemical compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon. That's
hey, Chris, as soon as you put her on peak, she is gonna be grateful.
Now, imagine a
I promise you.
TNT as big as the Empire State Building, blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster. And these explosions
big as the Empire State is crazy.
Like time stands still around him. Like when he covered a huge part of this city in a fraction of a second, almost 400 times the speed of sound. And that's not all. Now he can detonate his sweat remotely and from all over his body, not just his palms.
Oh no.
With all of this crazy bullshit, Bakugo became one of the strongest.
Reze does not stand a chance. I'm telling you.
All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, all for
oh yeah, Demon Slayer is like one of the best intro animes. I got my girl into that.
Now, Deku. Bakugo literally
should be a skid mark on a pavement.
Surpassed his childhood idol.
All right, then Shadow Shot
as a hero. Number 5 on the rankings and rising. Not bad, Kachan. But more important than proving
it to 2020 isn't old at all, Throttle.
Or even to Deku, he proved it to himself. Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here. Dynamite! Dynamite!
Blaze?
Wiz, what what happened to you? You look funny and squishy.
But there's a social security devil?
That's the new death
I mean,
metal
technically the
plushie for
IRS.
YouTube, and it's available to order right. Oh, like the one they made of me a year ago. You got jealous, didn't you? What? No, mine's way cuter. Look at it, and you can get one by clicking the link. They forgot to color one of your arms. Boomstick.
Bro, what?
I have a metal arm. I always have. Oh, and if you order it, there's a chance you might get a special version with a gold arm. That's actually kind
Wait,
of
does he actually have a metal arm?
Definitely want one. Oh, fine. Yeah, I do, okay? Shut up about it. Click the link below to order.
Gotta
one
get
for
rid of
yourself.
him.
It's
We
only
can't,
available
Chris,
for a
we
limited
can't.
time, and after that, it will never be available again. So don't miss out.
Let's see.
Death, war, famine, conquest. Humanity has been plagued by all manner of ills since they first crawled
Yo,
out
what's
of the
good, Jets?
primordial ooze. In the world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. Because fear itself is real.
And it creates
they're called
devils.
Devils. Literally devils from hell. These monstrous beings are the living embodiments of humanity's worst nightmares, and their power is directly proportional to that fear. So the chicken devil might be so weak you could keep him as a class pet, like, you know, a chicken. But what about the bat devil or the ghost devil or the devil embodying man's fears of one of the greatest weapons it's ever created?
I know we've talked about this multiple times, but bro, Chainsaw Man would probably be like top 10 worst verses to live in. Cause bro, I don't even gotta explain myself, cause I've said it in main channel videos, I've said it on stream, but bro, what do you mean there's a devil for everything? Not doing it. Yeah, I'm planning on finishing Poppy this weekend.
The origins of the Bomb Devil's current host.
Imagine
Reze,
a black
if
person
that
devil
even
is
her real
crazy.
name. She might look cute and kawaii, but she's actually a Soviet assassin trained from birth to be one of the deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone, but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this. But all Reze wanted was a safe, normal, quiet
Wait, is it
life.
Reze or Reze? I say Reze. Reze. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't like Reze.
Aesop's country mouse. Too bad. You are now a walking, talking explosive. Have fun. Boom. At some point, the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the Bomb Devil and became a hybrid. A human
I say
possessing
Riz
the devil's
personally.
powers without sacrificing their humanity, transforming their body into a living weapon. As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a normal human's. And with her martial arts training, she's a force to be reckoned with up close.
Yeah, she was running through
check
these
out
boys.
The bomb for a head. Someone like Reze would eat you alive, literally. Should devils like Reze take any damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood. And that lets hybrids survive some pretty insane stuff. Like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or being roasted alive. Just slurp some blood and they're good as new. Especially useful considering the Bomb Devil's
I don't know if I could do that.
is literally blowing herself up. Reze can emit explosions from any surface of her body, even tearing off limbs and turning them into bombs that she can detonate at will.
Using her head as a grenade is actually ridiculous.
Tearing off
Like, that is ridiculous.
limbs and turning
No
them
way.
into bombs that she can detonate at will. Damn, that's hardcore. She can use these blasts to jet through the sky at hyperspeed.
Oh boy. This man Ryu said, at Huncho, I can't lie. If Reze was real, bro, I'm hitting. Hey, I'm not mad at you, bro. I'm not mad at you. Why the underwear though? Hey, for the goons. For the gooners.
Or Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in explosions
Bow.
that tear apart entire cities.
You choose Gotham or the Chainsaw Man universe? Bro, Gotham looks like sunshine and rainbows compared to the Chainsaw Man universe.
Her is dry enough to maintain ignition. Reze can create as many explosions as she wants, non-stop. She can even turn her own body into different types of real-world bombs to massively enhance their power. Like transforming her leg into a torpedo or her apron into dynamite. Every single inch of Reze is a living weapon. This made her feared across the devil world as one of their mightiest
They did her
warriors,
so
and
crazy.
the perfect choice to assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man. You see, you might not think chainsaws are all that scary, at least not compared to bombs, but the Chainsaw Devil is special. Any devil the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality.
Manga spoiler?
Retroactively erased from humanity's collective consciousness. And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres.
Hey, they need to hurry up and bring back the anime.
Makes the Chainsaw Devil the most important being alive and invaluable for any.
I'd rather watch him go baddie for baddie.
Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji. A teenage boy just looking for anyone to love. And for once, Reze actually
okay, that is so valid. Ryu said, I'm actually pissed that we didn't get to see Reze's backstory. Bro, I feel like that would have added so much depth because in the movie, I feel like she more or less appeared from like nowhere, right? The first time we see her is literally here. Like when it's raining, Denji goes into this phone booth for just like cover from the rain. She pops out of nowhere, boom. Oh, I like you. And then he just follows her to the cafe. Bro, if we would have saw her backstory of her getting trained like, is it what, like the Red Room or something like that with Black Widow? That would have been so tough. Like, oh my God. Cause the first time I watched the movie and I walked out of theaters, I feel like, okay, from the beginning of the movie, we went everywhere but nowhere at the same time. Like, yeah, we had a whole story going at the same time, but like, even if Reze didn't exist, what does that change in the Chainsaw Man plot? I mean, unless it affects Denji like emotionally, but man, bro still got Maki, man. He not tripping.
Rather than immediately kill her target,
could give her a Revy type backstory, might have thought.
And found they weren't so different.
I'm glad I ain't read that.
Used as tools
but
of
yeah,
the state, as weapons of war rather than people. A kindred spirit in a hostile world, Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse. And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate. It wouldn't be the only time. Reze's nothing if not professional, and she gave Denji one
hey, she can do that to me.
To teach him the way devils did battle before he died. As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts.
You almost did something you could regret.
More than 400 meters in diameter. That's over 4 football fields long.
Reze does not stand a chance. I'm telling y'all.
Exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT. More than comparable to nuclear weapons, which is really impressive considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's apparently an entirely separate thing.
Wait, how? What? Wait. Why is she not like? Okay, so she's the bomb devil. A nuke is a bomb. Why does Reze not have nukes? Does 2 + 2 not equal 4 in this universe? What's going on? So you're telling me there's a nuclear bomb devil and a bomb? You know what? Fujimoto. What's the creator's name? Whatever the mangaka was for Chainsaw Man, hey, let him cook, bro. Let him cook. Okay, realistically, Bakugo dies from his own quirk, but anime logic says otherwise.
They're just that strong. Likely comparable to other powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions of people in 5 minutes.
Yeah!
It'd be over 500 times the speed of sound. She's even stronger than the Typhoon Devil, a sentient city-spanning storm. The literal coughing baby to her hydrogen bomb. Unfortunately for Reze, Denji took her lessons to heart and proved he was more than a fitting host for the Chainsaw Devil. He whooped her ass, but spared her life, just in case her seduction wasn't a total act after all. But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country mouse or the exciting
safe
life of the town mouse,
there
are hungry cats everywhere. Oh, Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you. Reze's dreams of freedom were never realized. She simply changed hands from one cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon, a symbol of man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction. A living bomb.
Her story is kind of sad. I'm not gonna hold you.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Yo, what's good, Jaden? How you doing, bro? He's buying me a PC if he wins. Alright, before we even start, they gonna let Reze pop her shit. I'm already knowing.
Been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin.
Upside down is crazy.
How would I tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're quick.
Shut up and die!
I'm saying. I would not want to be in the city with this happening, bro. Wait, Reze got speed like that?
Damn. Oh, damn.
Oh, okay, she don't die from that. They literally showed that in a movie. That would trip me out on some Akaza type shit. Hey, all I'm saying is fight might be over. Fight might be over, Dad. Oh yeah, no, you should be dead off that alone.
Move it or lose it, people.
Save me, Dynamite!
Let go of me.
Kaboom! Kablow! Oh, why did he catch strays?
Out of this.
See, they let Reze like pop her shit, bro. Cause there's no way.
For what it's worth, Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
You bit off a bit more than you could chew. My blood isn't the only thing you drank. It's my sweat you should
Most
worry
unrealistic
about.
Bakugo. Damn! Oh my god, blew her, rearranged her guts.
Victory. Howitzer. Impact. Cluster.
Yeet. Oh nah.
Scratch that.
No.
Not enough for a coffin.
KO! Oh,
Okay,
we're so
okay.
sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed
W,
away. She gets
W.
my big booms. Boom! Boom!
Please just shut up. On the surface, these two seemed evenly matched. So let's break this fight down into 3 categories: their speed, their stamina, and their firepower.
First up, let's talk speed.
Both Bakugo and Reze could rocket through the sky at hypersonic speeds and maneuver and redirect themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they seem to be on par with each other.
Boom,
So we
boom,
have to look
boom.
at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's power.
The same gun devil that could literally fly around the world, killing millions of people at over 500 times the speed of sound.
Impressive, but compare that to Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who could
Exactly.
react fast enough to catch light beams with his bare hands.
That's over 1,000 times faster. And that was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed
Bro
of
is
that
literally
caliber,
broken.
There's little chance Reze could ever get the drop on Bakugo, and would likely be forced to play catch-up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
However, speed doesn't matter if one couldn't truly hurt the other. A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability is mind-boggling. He's survived being impaled through the torso, and has even brought himself back to life.
With
But
his quirk.
unlike Reze, his stamina does eventually hit a limit. Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create
Okay,
bombs.
so I feel like this is gonna be like the little, the pity category they're gonna give Reze just so it's not like a clean sweep. But bro, I got Bakugo and stamina, cause I mean, what, at the end of the day, Rize's a devil. Of course, you can drink blood, then she can what, regen, and Bakugo's still a human. But this is a pity category.
without respite and from a distance.
Unlike Bakugo, who usually likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an actual regenerative healing factor, allowing her to shrug off
Oh,
the
yeah,
same
they
kind of
absolutely
blows
did,
that
Stark.
would eventually kill
Everybody
Bakugo,
got
main
buffs.
character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag. Stamina goes to Reze.
However, it's unlikely it would ever get to that point. The biggest factor in this fight was always going to be their raw firepower.
Explosions! First, we gotta compare their 2 biggest blasts. Reze's nuclear-like bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And
clears.
the difference
He
is
clears.
obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton explosion was over 100 times more powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton blast.
But that's not all. Remember the Typhoon Devil?
Puffing baby
Okay.
or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo's over 2,000 square kilometers, he'd have to be generating more than 400 kilotons of TNT.
Greater than Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite being
That's from the
earlier on in
movie?
the series, it was ginormous. Almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or just over 2 megatons of TNT.
Okay.
5 times more powerful than the Typhoon Devil, and way beyond anything we've seen Reze do.
And this
Damn.
was Bakugo before reaching his full power in his fight against All for One. Bakugo takes the final edge.
Thank
in
you.
Explosions.
And remember, Bakugo withstands the recoil of all his blasts. So even though Reze had greater stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill shot, especially
Exactly.
with his superior speed.
And devil healing factors can be overtaxed with enough damage. Hell, she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful as Bakugo, she would not get the chance to heal consistently, or perhaps at all.
And what happens when
Hey.
devils die? They Bakugo to hell.
Oh my
The
god.
winner is Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell, hero, great
Easy.
explosion, murder, god, dynamite.
Easy.
Time on
That's
Disco.
cake. Who we got up next? Wait, Megamind versus Gru?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. And
That's
don't
interesting.
forget to order your very
Interesting.
own Whiz Plush from YouTube's. Click that link below the like button.
Hey, W video. Bro, I was really finna like be so upset if they let Reze win this somehow. Cause there was no way in hell. Honestly, this fight probably should have been over in
Too much.
60 seconds, if not less.